Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is RJ Wellington, and this is the Indigo Nights Network Sunday Service for April 10, 2022. And today we still be sourcing from the book The Power of Awareness by Neville Goddard. And we will be studying the very first chapter, chapter 1, which is entitled, I Am. It starts with the following biblical quotation. All things, when they are admitted, are made manifest by the light, for everything that is made manifest is light. And now to Neville's explanation. Open quote. The light is consciousness. Consciousness is one, manifesting in legions of forms or levels of consciousness. There is no one that is not all that is, for consciousness, through expressed in an infinite series of levels, is not divisional. There is no real separation or gap in consciousness. I am cannot be divided. I may conceive myself to be a rich man, a poor man, a beggar man, or a thief, but the center of my being remains the same, regardless of the concept I hold of myself. At the center of manifestation, there is only one I am, manifesting in legions of forms or concepts of itself. And I am that I am. I am is a self-definition of the Absolute, the foundation on which everything rests. I am is the first cause substance. I am is the self-definition of God. I am hath sent me unto you. I am that I am. Be still and know that I am God. I am is a feeling of permanent awareness. The very center of consciousness is the feeling of I am. I may forget who I am, where I am, what I am, but I cannot forget that I am. The awareness of being remains, regardless of the degree of forgetfulness of who, where, and what I am. I am is that which, amid a number of forms, is ever the same. This great discovery of cause reveals that, good or bad, man is actually the arbiter of his own fate, and that it is his concept of himself that determines the world in which he lives, and his concept of himself is his reactions to life. In other words, if you are experiencing ill health, knowing the truth about cause, you cannot attribute the illness to anything other than to the particular arrangement of the basic cause substance, an arrangement which was produced by your reactions to life and is defined by your concept, I am unwell. This is why you are told, let the weak man say, I am strong, from Joel 3:10. For, by his assumption, the cause substance, I am, is rearranged and must, therefore, manifest that which is its rearrangement affirms. This principle governs every aspect of your life, be it social, financial, intellectual, or spiritual. I am is that reality to which, whatever happens, we must turn for an explanation of the phenomena of life. It is I am's concept of itself that determines the form and sanity of its existence. Everything depends upon its attitude towards itself. That which it will not affirm as true of itself cannot awaken in its word. That is, your concept of yourself, such as, I am strong, I am secure, I am loved, determines the world in which you live. Close quotes. This is an amazing text, right? This is an amazing teaching that not too long ago was shared only with the initiates of secret societies or the Great White Brotherhood and other groups. And it makes us think about the importance of questioning, who am I? Or, another way of putting it, who am I being at this time? And we consider I am the unconditioned state, your original state of consciousness, which is pretty much like clay that you can mold into anything you want. Or another example is the water that depends on the vase you put that water, or the cup or the glass, the water acquires that form. And I will tell you, to simplify things, stripping out all theories of human psychology, there are really only two meta states of being, of I am. That is the master state or the victim state. Everything else branches out from those two states. Again, the master or the victim. And both of them are a matter of choice. You remember in our previous service we spoke about the power of choice, right? So the victim state is usually represented by what I call the poor me mentality. Okay? Is basically, I am not good enough. I have a problem. I'm poor. I'm a sinner. It depends on the programming that people acquire from the Matrix. Okay? And these people are understandably desperate to find a solution board, wherever it is, wherever they can find. But the problem is, they try to find an external salvation board. And the bad news is, you will never, ever find it in the external, because that is just a projection of where you will truly find it, the internal. And that is the good news. That should give you a lot of power, right? And part of the power is to realize, be honest with yourself and realize that who you are being now is a product of programming, okay? And that programming tells a lot about you. Neville mentions very well your reactions to life. So, what are your reactions to life? And that works from the very small to the very large, as above, so below. So, a very simple example. You look at some food that you would like to try to eat, and immediately a part of you says, oh no, I can't, this will make me gain weight, this will make me fat, this will make me sick. That is an example of a reaction to life. Or you look at your TV or newspapers and they talk about recession, criminality, and all this. And you react as, I'm in trouble. I can expect to go through financial problems. Or when you feel like buying something that you want, but you think like, I had to save this money because I might need it in the future. So those are examples of your reaction to life. And I tell you, these are the very small things that make a huge difference. Everyone in the way of mastery, and even full ascended masters, they become who they are, not because they work on huge things, but because they were able to work on these very small things. I have people saying, I wanted to be able to levitate, to walk through walls, to bilocate, to materialize gold in my hand. Now, honestly, do you really think someone will be able to do that? If they cannot, do not choose and don't have the discipline to master the very basic of observing and changing their reactions to life. Because their reactions to life will indicate if they are in the master state of consciousness or in the victim state of consciousness. And that leads us talking about the powers to the second power. Last time I mentioned that the power of choice is your first power. And the second power is very simple. It's the power of discipline. The power of discipline. Some people may ask me, don't discipline comes before your choices? No. Because you must make the choice to have discipline. That's why it is the second power. And some people might tell me, I have no discipline. And I can prove them wrong, because everyone has some type of discipline. No exceptions. You might know people who are very well disciplined at overeating, or spending hours and hours in a social network in front of a computer, or even spend hours and hours being lazy. That requires some discipline as well. So don't tell me that some people don't have discipline or that you don't have, because we all do. Now the question is, how many people truly walk the path? And I tell you, the path is very simple, folks. It's not a matter of giving up your life. It's not a matter of following a guru for 10 years or meditating for 5 years under a tree. That will not work if you don't pay attention again to the small things, your reactions to life, and how you qualify the God power in you, which is I am. And that's why it is said in the Bible that many are called, but few are chosen. And it is not about some group, some council, or some God with human qualities judging and choosing people. It is about a self-choice. You make that choice. okay? To be chosen. Okay, so still on the topic of discipline. I tell you, many people have come to me throughout the years, kind of complaining about not having consistent results with the laws of the universe, with the principles of metaphysics, which are scientific, not religious. But when I ask them, are you really practicing? Are you really living these truths? Because if someone comes to you, let's say you are a tennis instructor, and this person say, I want to be a world champion, I want to play tennis like a pro. And you teach them the moves, the strategies, the rules. And you tell them, practice this 5 times a week for 3 hours. And they come back to you in a few months and they say, oh no, I don't think your method works because I'm not a champion today. And you ask them, have you practiced as I suggested you? And they say, oh, well, some days I did, some days I didn't. I thought about doing this other way. So, again, you get the point, right? And that's why the second power to be developed is discipline. I know people. I give a lot of things freely for people to experience the power of their consciousness. And one of those is the so-called meta-affirmation that is in my website. There is a full free course on the meta-affirmation. And I have been receiving emails from people who never read any book, who never did years of meditation or being part of this or that group, and they write it to me, they say, I started practicing the meta-affirmation I suggested. And in 3-4 weeks my life was way much better, if not totally transformed. And those are the people I'm very proud of. I'm not impressed by people who have 20 years of metaphysics, 20 years of the science of the mind, or a course in miracles, or whatever you want to call. If they're not producing consistent results, they are in the path. No judgment. Everybody's in the path. But if you want to quicken your results, whatever you do, no matter if you practice only one affirmation for the rest of your life, or you learn 50 processes to enlighten you. But if you don't do it, if you don't practice, you know what you can expect at this point, right? So again, there is only one presence in the universe. It is called I Am. That presence differentiates itself in many souls, in many oversouls, but it's still part of I Am. And that's what you are. Jesus said, in my Father's house there are many mansions. I will go and prepare a place for you. And those many mansions are the different states of consciousness, which are basically infinite, that I Am can dress itself with. Again, the two meta-states that everything branches out from, in the world of duality, of course. The master state and the victim state. Which one are you choosing? Because for both you must have discipline. It takes a lot of discipline to ruin your life, to mess up with your life as well. Again, even if that discipline means not doing the things that you should do, you still have the discipline to be idle, not to want to do things, right? I hope you are getting this point. Now, let's talk about some practical applications of these wonderful teachings. First of all, pay attention to how you define your I am. Are you that poor little person struggling, trying to one day become a master? That day will never come is because it is also biblical. Behold, now is the appointed time. Behold, today is the day of salvation. Infinite consciousness is living an eternal now. So there is no such a concept as a future. You must be it to see it. So pay attention to how you define the presence of God in you, I am. Why not say, I'm happy, I'm clear of any problems, I'm free, I'm a master of my reality. How hard is that? And that is where discipline comes, because if you do that for 2 days, and you're not walking through walls, or you didn't win the lottery, and you think it doesn't work, that I'm here fooling you, I'm, lying to you, that is another choice that you make. That's why discipline is so important, and now I hope you understand why. Sometimes it might take you a few days, a few weeks, even a few months, depending on your intensity, to start seeing results. And I promise you, once you start seeing those results, your life can never be the same. Because once you feel the taste of mastery, you are. The second step, define what you want to be and live in that state. One suggestion from Neville is, how old you feel? How old you talk? How old you walk? How old you act? How old do other people perceive you? If you are the man, the woman that you truly want to be. But you have to define that, make a choice. And you need the discipline to practice being that person, even though the world out there is still telling you it is not true. But the world is a projection of your consciousness anyway, so no matter what the world says. And again, that is the secret of the masters. They don't care about the world. They really don't care about the people who are trying to pull them down or to challenge them, or that I'm holier than thou attitude. We don't care about it. We go about loving infinite consciousness. We go about loving the I am presence in every single person, no matter how good or bad they are, no matter if they mean harm to us or they mean to talk badly about us. We really don't care, because once we get into this state, we are untouchable. Now, the third step. So again, first step, pay attention to how you define I am. Second, defining what or who you want to be and live in that state. Step 3, pay attention to your reactions to life. Again, that is essential practice. Again, and you will catch yourself sometimes. You see something you don't like, you will react in a negative way. That is understandable. I'm not asking anybody to do the impossible, but the moment you see something, if you can just stop your train of thoughts and ask, how do I want to react to it? How will the master react to it? What would Jesus do? Right? Again, the simple act of looking at a piece of food and thinking, this is going to make me fat, this is going to make me sick, is a reaction to life. The simple fact of looking at your bank account and saying, oh, I'm in the red, I might not be able to pay my next rent, is a reaction to life. That defines your meta state of a master or a victim. I hope everything is coming together to you And I hope you really take some time. We never ask anybody to believe us. We don't like followers. We don't want anybody being respectful or even afraid of us. We just want to share the truth. And you do whatever you want with it. Because again, we know everybody is perfect. Infinite consciousness at some level. And everybody will get there. But again, do you want a quickening? You want an acceleration of that state in your life? You can start now. You can start today. Because again, now is the appointed time. Today is a day of salvation. Make today your day. And don't care about anybody else. It is you that matters first. Once you become a master, then you can share the light with everybody else, to those who want to get that light as well, because they have the free will, the power of choice in their own personal realities. And if you want a practice as well to do when you have time, you can do what in Advaita Vedanta they call the I Am meditation. It's very simple. You relax your body as much as you can, sitting or lying down, it doesn't matter. And when you breathe in very slowly, you say the word I. And when you breathe out very slowly, you say the word Am. Do that for 5 to 10 minutes and you'll see how light you feel. Because when you do that, you are contacting your source. So that's it for now. And it is a lot. I know it is a lot. And we'll be talking to you again in our next Sunday service. And at this point, I wanted to suggest you, if you want, you can suggest topics as well for our Sunday services. Or you can place questions in our Q&A area in the Indigo Nights Network. So again, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. I hope you go back to it a few times. There is always something else, something that you can get that you didn't get the first time. Have a great Sunday, have a great week, and may the force be with you.